Hola todos, bienvenidos. Where is Nicaragua located and what is the climate and weather like? This is a little embarrassing to admit, but I actually had no idea where Nicaragua was located and only vaguely knew about it or had heard about it before my sister-in-law invited me to go with her there. But how I ever ended up in Nicaragua and met my husband is a whole nother story. I'll link it up here for you if you'd like to go check it out. And of course, links are always in the description as well. Comment below where in the world you think Nicaragua is located before continuing the video. Do you know where it is? Soy Darlene, a Spanglish speaking mama. This is my daughter and my husband is from Nicaragua. And on this channel we teach Spanglish, anything Nicaragua, and life as a bicultural family. If you're interested in this type of content, consider subscribing and let's get into the video. Everyone knows where the US is, right? In North America, and then down on the southern border is Mexico. Below Mexico comes Guatemala. You wanna get up? Guatemala is the start of Central America. And on Guatemala's southern border, El Salvador and Honduras. And Honduras shares a border with Nicaragua. And then south of Nicaragua is the border to Costa Rica, which I'm sure most of you know where Costa Rica is as well. And after Costa Rica is Panama, and of course then South America. So there you go, Central America, Nicaragua. The capital of Nicaragua is Managua, and that is 835 miles north of the equator. That is relatively close, and for context, I live, what was it again? 3,227 miles north of the equator, so. Nicaragua has beaches on both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, as it is in skinny little Central America. And fun fact, before the Panama Canal was dug, the US Army Corps of Engineers, is that what it's called? Actually surveyed spots in Nicaragua to do the canal through Nicaragua. Comment below if you'd actually like a video more in depth about this. Or even just hit the like button if you want, that always supports my channel. So yes, Nicaragua has a very warm climate. There are two seasons in Nicaragua. One is the rainy season, which you could kind of call winter, and one is the dry season, which you could kind of call summer. It's usually pretty dry and brown, like November through April-ish, and then like May through October is more rainy. And it's just like here in the US, if you live in like a snowy area, you know that the snow never falls in the same exact day every year. Like it just kind of varies from year to year. And then I also believe it might vary a little around the country. Like if you're from Bluefields or Corn Island, that might be a little different than Leon and Chinandega. So if you ask somebody else what their experience has been, they might have a slightly different answer, but that's roughly the rainy and dry seasons. One thing about that, my husband, as he grew up in Nicaragua and his birthday is in September, he had a rainy birthday every single year. September in where he lived was always one of the rainiest months. Sometimes it rained for days on end, sometimes it would just downpour for however long every single day. Poor kid, it always made him cry when it rained on his birthday. And it happened almost every single year. I mean, he said it happened every single year until the year that I was down there on his birthday, so. Also, another thing about the rainy season, kind of hard to hang your clothes to dry when it's constantly raining, because even like the air is just like, there's just moisture in the air, so your clothes just stay damp. Comment below what the weather is like on your birthday normally, or how it was as a kid. For me, it was normally pretty snowy, sometimes cold enough to skate, and I always longed for a summer birthday. And now for the temperature, which kind of ties into the seasons, but anyway. During the dry season, the capital, which is Managua, the daytime temperatures average around 94 degrees and then nighttime is around 70. And then during the rainy season, the temperatures average around 80 degrees during the day and then go down to around 65 at night. It is quite humid down there, so even if it's like 90 degrees, it feels so hot. And then of course with the sun shining all day long in the dry season, it just feels even more hot. Also want to add in about the sunset and sunrise times. Usually the sun sets around 5:30 to 6 and also rises around 5:30 to 6 a.m. It changes very minimally throughout the year. And when I first met Tomas and we were video chatting, he would be so surprised when like in the summer I would be chatting with him and like 9 p.m. and it's still light outside. He was like, what's going on here? Are you sure that's the time? Bueno, eso es todo. If you have anything to add, please comment below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Gracias por ver. I'll see you next week with more interesting facts about Nicaragua. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy more videos about Nicaragua, so check out these links here for some facts about Nicaragua and some beautiful spots to visit where I have been. Bye. And then my husband, Nicaragua is from 3,220.